stunning goals and incredible saves, tonight we are back in the Europa League. After 2 trips to the Netherlands, Switzerland, and last week that fantastic result in Fenerbahce in Turkey, the league campaign draws to a close tonight here at Villa Park against Austrian side FC Salzburg. The results have been almost perfect, so tonight can we finish 7 out of 8 and finish top 2? It's time to find out. It's Matchday Live on Villa TV. So good evening and welcome to Villa TV, a very windy Villa Park. I'm keeping you boys in check today. We've got Villa legends Elmo and Ali McAnally with us today. Great to be with you boys. Welcome to tonight's show.
Thank you very much.
Are we ready for it then? The last Europa League game.
I'm just delighted Elmo's come back from the AFCON. I didn't think he was ever coming back.
It wasn't that cold there, you know. It was warm, nice and warm.
Yeah, it's a big game for us tonight, isn't it? And I think, like you rightly said, yeah, you know, 6 out of 7, and probably the go-aheads. One we're more disappointed we have. You know, we're not like on every game winning games. But I've got to say the game against Fenerbahce was a huge 3 points for the lads. Followed up, of course, on the weekend, and the manager will be juggling the pack a little bit tonight. But I still think we've got enough to win.
And it was a tough place to go, Fenerbahce, wasn't it? Which made the result even more special.
Yeah, especially when you're there and the experience, you know, the atmosphere there and everything is around the place. Absolutely fantastic, you know, experience. First time for me, you know, in the stadium in Istanbul. Just I heard about Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Beşiktaş. The atmosphere there in Turkey is unbelievable. So to experience it was good, you know. Performance-wise, the lads been fantastic. Especially some of the lads, you know, who've been not starting, you know, regularly, like Jadon Sancho, who's been absolutely fantastic in this game as well. So yeah, it was a great 3 points away from home. And like Alan said, you know, just bonus back from that as well, you know, get the 3 points against Newcastle. It was absolutely fantastic.
And just talking about the stadium, like you could hear the noise through the TV. It sounded crazy. What was it like there compared to, like, you know, a game at Villa Park? When Villa Park's rocking, it's a loud place.
It's a bit different, you know. You know, away fans is always like booing you, you know, whistling you when you have the ball. But yeah, the experience in the team and the manager as well, it helps a lot. You see the amount of the experience in the team, especially the lads, you know, in the midfield, just how they control the ball. Maybe in the first 5-10 minutes, you know, to just get used to this atmosphere, you know, and then after that everything went calm, and then we controlled the game absolutely fantastic, especially when you scored as well, you know, you get 1-0 up there, you know, and just give the players confidence and just carry on through the game.
I never actually played a competitive game at Fenerbahce, but it was exactly the same in the friendly I played.
Was it?
Oh, it was exactly the same. I've never been so nervous in all my life, because I thought if I get close to the edge, somebody was going to pull me in. And that's why I wanted to speak specifically about it, because I think you go there, you're under pressure all the time, genuinely. And it's nice to have Lady Luck on your side a little bit at times, but we played really well. You know, we played really well. The manager got it spot on. I think Elmo's even mentioned the lads that have come on have done really, really well. And so far, you know, we're in a wonderful position. And we can pop it off tonight, of course, by making sure we get the 3 points, which is important.
Absolutely.
You know, we want to finish on a high. We've got, you know, Brentford coming here on Sunday. We want to make sure we keep that. What is it? Well, it's only Everton has beaten us.
Yeah, the momentum. Just keep the momentum
something
going on.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing well, especially in the Premier League, Europa League. Today is not an easy one, especially when, you know, you got some injuries in the team. You got some players who's missing out. The manager wants to rotate the team because you got so many games coming up. But it's coming to the time, you know, in January. It's a good time, you know, for the manager to add on players. We signed 2 fantastic players coming back to the teams as well. I know you're going to mention it later about Douglas and Tommy. But it's a good time as well, you know, when you lose like the likes of John McGinn, Tielemans and Kamara out of the season. So players replacing them, you need them, especially in this time. So many games coming up. Today is very, very important for the team. For the manager, he mentioned it as well, to get first or the second in the league, you know. So you can, after the draw, you can get all the home second games at home. It's very important for the team as well. So it's very important for all the players that are going to start the game today.
So going to Unai, like the decisions he's got to make tonight are quite tough, because you want to keep the momentum, you want players, but in the back of your mind, you know, we've lost so many key players with injuries. How do you balance the team tonight?
Well, I think there'll be opportunity. But listen, you've got to think about if Elmo and I were in the squad tonight and we were the ones that picked up the injuries, we know it's, you know, we've got players that can come in, but there's players. This is opportunity time. I mean, you can look at it whatever way you want. You want to be playing every game. You don't want to be injured. There's an opportunity to maybe young George Hemmings coming in.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity to A, B, C and D that's going to play. I mean, I don't know whether he might even give Consa the night off, and it might be Lindelof and Tyrone Mings, who incidentally, because I haven't spoken about this yet, was absolutely brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant considering the big man hadn't played an awful lot of games. So I would be disappointed for the big man if he didn't actually get a game tonight. But in terms of the other players round about, I think the manager will still pick quite a strong team, and as strong as he can pick, and then deal with the game beyond that. But there'll still be opportunities for players tonight that have been peripherally, not starters, and now they have maybe the chance. And the manager will know exactly that, and will be saying to them, hey, I'm playing you. This is a chance.
Yeah.
Show me what you've got. This is a European match.
Especially the young players, Alan. You know, when you're young and coming to the team, you're playing with the first team, training, and that maybe you get in 5 minutes there, 5 minutes here. But when you get a game like this, you know, and the manager deciding to start you or putting you on, this is your chance to show the manager, to show the fans how good you are. Especially, you know, when confidence, you know, you qualified, and some players are missing. Maybe the manager is rotating the players, maybe resting some players. So as a young player, this is your chance. You waiting for this chance, so just go out and just prove to the manager and the fans you are good to play in this first team.
So there's a lot of fans tonight will be thinking, oh, they're way down the league. You know, we're top two. We hopefully finish top two. It's going to be a bit of a gimme tonight, but it's not, is it? Salzburg, decent outfit.
No, because if I take you back to the Everton game and I said, do you know what the game's going to be like? It'll be exactly like the Wolves game. It'll be really tough. But I think they carry a threat in them, and obviously we unfortunately lost the game 1-0 tonight. Well, the only thing is they have to get a result tonight, Elmo.
Yeah.
You know, Salzburg needs something. I think the best they can get is, I don't know, top 18, 24, whatever it is.
24, yeah.
They have a chance to go through. There's no question about that. Now, the only problem is, of course, with the winter break, they haven't played from the middle of December. They played a few friendly games, but in terms of being right at it, they won't be there. They've got a lot of young players in the team as well, incidentally. I mean, the two centre-backs are 19 years old. I'll be disappointed if we don't create chances against them tonight. But nevertheless, there's no game. There is no game, a gimme. It doesn't work like that. The guys will still need to work as hard. They'll need to be absolutely at it, move the ball quick, and we'll create more chances than they do.
Because sometimes this winter break can actually be a benefit, can't you? Because,
Yeah,
I used to love the winter break. Honestly, when I was in Germany,
never had it in the Premier League. You know? Never had it. Yeah.
They tried to bring it in, didn't they? Was it last year they tried to bring it on 2 years ago?
Year before, they had like 2 weeks
off.
Yeah, 2 weeks off. So yeah, it can be a benefit for them, you know, just coming back fresh legs and that. But any teams coming to Villa Park, they know it's a hard place to come to. But you know, European game is not easy. It's never easy. European games, you know, they qualified for a reason and to be in this competition for a reason. So they come here. Of course, they have like, you know, a tactic plan to play for. You know, they come in here, they know Villa, they can control the ball, they can get in the position. So they're gonna just like be competitive, be defensively solid, you know, and then relying on, you know, in football now, set pieces is a massive thing. You know, they can rely on set pieces, and they're good at it, and then they can counter attack. So you have to be careful in these games. Whatever starting 11 gonna be, they have to be careful because they're not an easy game for them today.
I think the demographic changes a little bit tonight. If this had been match day 3 or 4, I think they're coming here to say if we can get a point, we've got a result. Tonight they have to be they have to be a little bit more in taking a chance because they've got to score. They've got to try and get something here tonight, and that might suit us just down to the ground because we are stronger than they are, without a question. Even although we do obviously have players not available tonight, but I think in general terms it's respect. But do your job and we'll beat them tonight. I don't think there's a couple of times I've come to Villa Park this year and I've been like really tough, and the boys have been so good we've won the game. I'm much more relaxed tonight, but at the same point I expect the boys to be really professional about this because they'll know exactly what Salzburg have to do because the manager will have spoken about it already.
So just going back a bit as well, what was the winter break like in Germany? What did you get up to?
I used to enjoy coming back because you get Christmas and New Year.
Oh, so you didn't stay in Germany, you came back
I used to come back, Well, Germany was covered in snow, for God's sakes, because it was freezing cold in Munich. The only good thing was you could actually drive to Salzburg. It's only an hour and a half along the road, which is pretty good. But then we would go to south of France, or we'd go to LA or Miami or something for
proper winter break.
A January game, and then we'd come back and play a couple of friendlies.
Mini pre-season.
Mini pre-season.
Yeah.
Having said that, it was great having the winter off, but then you go back for pre-season and it's a proper. We used to get.
To say, yeah.
Mind you, running along the beach at LA was quite nice to be fair. But it was good. But then again, different because you have to get used to it, and obviously I did get used to it eventually. But in terms of what you said, we got a couple of weeks off in this country.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one in this country because I suppose historically the crowds are bigger at Christmas and New Year and you know, Boxing Day, etc., etc.
It's a magic time for football, isn't it?
You know, when they did it even, you know, some teams in the Premier League, they have the break, and some teams they play in the Carabao Cup, so they don't have a break at all, you know, so it's difficult one here, especially with the culture here in England as well, you know.
But in terms of, I mean, we're laughing and joking about the winter break. It's good for some of them that have been injured and they're trying to come back now, and they've played. They played Bayern actually. They got spanked, to be fair. They played Red Star and they played a Polish team, Krakow, and they've done okay. But there's no way they're absolutely right at it. In fact, they're on that mini coming back pre-season.
Yeah.
I know they play next week in the Cup, right enough. They don't have another game in the Austrian League till the following week, so it's an easy one in for them. But they'll be starting to get to the point now where they're looking to kick on because they want to win the Austrian League again. And tonight's an opportunity for them as much as it is for some of our young players.
Of course, but going back to our campaign, it's been a brilliant campaign. Apart from that go-ahead game, which was really just the bit of the blot on the landscape, wasn't it? It's been a fantastic campaign.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, you know, especially when you got a manager who's very experienced in this competition as well. He knows exactly how to win this competition. He's the record holder, you know, 4 times. So with the players we got, it was a difficult one there, you know. We should have finished the game in the first half 2-3-0, but it's one of those games, you know, you just, you know, keep missing chances, and then the first chance they got, they scored, and then they make it very difficult. It was a terrible condition. We were there and we saw it, and then after that, but we bounced it back from it, you know, fantastic. So just keep the momentum going, just keep winning games. And like I said, the manager is the one thing in the manager's head now. We need to win this game tonight because we need to finish first or second, because after the draw you get the second game and you got the advantage to play at home as well. So this is massive in this competition.
And of course that's through every knockout stage for as far as we go, right up to hopefully the semi-finals.
And that's why I think Elmo's spot on. That's why we have to be at it again tonight. I mean, there's not been much like break for the lads. You know, if you're a team and you're successful and you're a team as big as Aston Villa, these games come thick and fast, and you know you've got to have a big squad. You've got to have players that are ready. And you know we've had a little bump in the road in terms of the players that have picked up injuries, long-term injuries incidentally. You're talking 5-6 weeks, and obviously Euro being out for a couple of months is a bit of a blow. But hopefully maybe, you know, the boys are fit and they're young still and they might come back a bit earlier. But nevertheless, it's one that we have to be at it and make sure we get the result, and then we relax, you know, Friday, Saturday, and all of a sudden we're back Sunday for the Brentford thing. So they come thick and fast, and it's just something the boys have to deal with.
Exactly. So, we've got lots to look forward to, lots to talk about tonight as well. Obviously, there's a few old faces making a return to Villa Park, which is going to be great. We're going to actually hear from Tammy and Dougie Louise on the show in a few moments. But first, let's find out what Unai Emery said in his press conference yesterday. He was actually talking about the new arrivals.
Leon Bailey, his adaptation is so quick. Tammy ran more or less. I think he knows a lot about the club and training ground and facilities, and only his adaptation tactically in everything we will need. But I think he's going to get it quick. And Douglas Luiz, of course, is the same. They are players. They were here before, and how we are now as well with the possibilities to be this year performing in the level we are and keeping it in the top position in the table in the league and in Europa League as well, being contender to be until the last moment competing in it. I think we are motivated and we are excited, and we need players. And of course, with the circumstances we had before, last summer or now in the transfer window, and with some players getting injured, we must keep going forward and as well as strongly as possible. But the players, they are responding fantastic with their responsibility. They are so responsible as well and getting mature and adding a lot of experiences in different competition and through the Premier League as well, being in the top position last year, 2 years ago, this year, and of course, this is something we can feel as a very good progression we are doing, but to keep it is our next challenge.
I think we have a lot of experience throughout the squad. I think we are always gaining experience together. The amount of different experiences we've had in the last 3 years that the manager's been here, through Europe, through winning, through losing, tight matches, tough stadiums, different competitions. We're gaining that experience together. So for the fans, it's an amazing time to be a Villa fan, and I don't think we should ever take that for granted, that we're doing this for them. And the manager reiterates that a lot, that we are here to play for them and to make them proud, because to us it feels like it's special, but we are the professionals and we are the ones that have to obviously do the work. But it should feel special to the fans, and if that's the case, then we're doing something right.
So that's Tyrone Mings and Unai Emery talking in yesterday's press conference. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a balancing act tonight then for Unai Emery in trying to get this squad right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, he's a very experienced manager in this situation. People who are just like, you know, before Newcastle, you're missing Joe McGinn, you're missing Kamara, you know, and then you miss Telemans as well. But he is the one, like, to find a way to just get his system right, his plan right, and he was spot on against Newcastle, absolutely spot on. People, you know, before the game, okay, the build-up from the back and stuff like that, but we went long, all the day long, from Emi Martinez straight to Oli, straight to Morgan, and then it works fantastically well. So he's the manager, he's very experienced to find the system, to find the players, to find the way, you know, can fit players in different positions, like he did with Lindelof, Bugard as well. You know, a lot of players, he just find the right position for them and fit them in, and he give them confidence to play this position. So yeah, of course, we got the right manager and very experienced manager to find this solution in this in these situations.
And what is great tonight is his record in this tournament. So I think
he's done all right.
He's done all right. He's done okay.
Don't go over the top. He's done all right.
And he's managed in this competition now over 100 times. I think it was his 100th game last week in the Europa League. So he knows it. Is it twice he's won it before, isn't it? Is it twice? I think it's
four times.
Four times. Is it 4 times?
Four times. Three
That's what I was pretending. He's done okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's done okay. I knew he'd done it.
I mean,
3 times with Sevilla and 1 time with Villarreal as well.
Villarreal. I mean, when you watch, the gaffer's brilliant, because as much as he knows this game's important, if you watch that video again, not his video, but the press conference, he says 2 words, and he says them twice. He says responsibility and maturity. So he's reminding the players about their responsibility to play with a big club, to carry the expectations that him and I carried at this football club. It's not easy to do. A lot of players can't do it. But he speaks about the maturity that they're getting now on every game. So something will happen in the game tonight that's happened in games that they remember and say, oh yeah, I remember that. The manager spoke about that. And it's so important. It's a throwaway line sometimes, but if you watch and you're a player and you listen to the manager the way they listen to Unai Emery, when he says responsibility, he's talking directly to the players, and the maturity bit comes from being what they've done so far, winning 6 out of 7, you know, going to Newcastle and winning the game, going to Fenerbahce and winning the game. That's all bagged up inside you, and you can remember, yeah, I remember when this happened, and I know that this is going to happen, and that's what he speaks about. That's why the gaffer's brilliant.
And this is so good for the younger players. Like you mentioned earlier, George Hemmings, players like George Hemmings coming into the team, having someone like Unai Emery, it's invaluable, isn't it?
Yeah, and playing with Boubacar Kamara, and Bogar's done well, and of course Telemans, etc. He got a bit part against Everton, come on for maybe 20 minutes or so, and I've spoken to the guys back at the training ground, and they thought highly of him, and the fact that Unai Emery has brought him into the squad to give him the opportunity, I think is fantastic.
And you know, Alan as well, he came on against Fenerbahce in the last few minutes.
Yeah, he did.
To be fair, it needs encouragement from the manager to brought someone young in this, you know, atmosphere in this stadium. Is just come on, son, you know, just have a few minutes, experience that, you know, get the feeling as well, get the atmosphere, get everything, get the experience. So some games like tonight, he get the experience, you know, and they play on with the boys.
Will they play him tonight?
Yeah, it might start.
Maybe.
It might start tonight. You know,
He knows.
No, he doesn't.
He's going to announce the team in a bit.
He
So
knows.
he's going to announce. I'm not going to.
He told me he wasn't playing. He said
No.
he's at home watching the game on the
If he
telly.
starts tonight, it's going to be good for him to get some experience
Yeah.
with the players around him. You know, you see the players around, all experienced, like Tyrone explained in the press conference. So
Yeah.
it's good for him to get experienced players. You know, and experienced games in this competition is a big competition for him. So just go enjoy it.
And what's the phrase? If you're good enough, you're old enough, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's the phrase. So
Yeah, so
I want to do it.
absolutely. But in terms of the opportunity for, and we're speaking specifically about George, there's other young players as well that might play a part. But in terms of the manager having confidence within him, you know, he's been training with the lads, etc., etc. I speak about opportunities. Elmo and I, when we were young players, had opportunities. It's about, if he gets that, he needs to take it. He needs to show everybody. And by the way, there'll be 40,000 people in here delighted to see George have an opportunity. You know, they love young players coming on. You know, we see the big guns all the time, but we want to see the next bit, who's coming through and who'll have the opportunity. It's a big thing for a football club
Of course,
as well.
yeah, it's
wasn't
happened before, you know, like Jacob Ramsey, you know, Aaron Ramsey, all of them when they come into the team, the fans are so excited to see them playing, especially when you play in the European nights as well. He's going to remember those nights, you know, when he just grow up a little bit, and as well experience that with the players who's playing, with the manager, and get the feeling that. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for him to just prove to the manager he's good enough to play for Aston Villa.
So hopefully we'll have team news just after 7 o'clock. So yeah, keep.
Are you too late? You know.
Keep watching out, unless Elmo leaks it all for us. No,
Do you want me to give you the 11 now?
Give us the exclusive, Ali. Give it to us. So let's look back at our fantastic journey so far in the Europa League. Now, we mentioned the go-ahead game, but we've scored some fantastic goals in the competition, haven't we? It's been,
absolutely.
It's been so good.
I don't know what games are we going to see.
So there we go. We'll start on this one. This was the. I think this was the Bologna game, was it? Is this where it's?
I mean, to be fair,
is that the same piece? Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
It's a great goal, isn't it?
Yeah, Jordan, come on, Johnny boy.
Get in.
There he is.
To be fair, that was at a good time of the game because we were struggling a little bit, and we did. But I mean, that's just one of the ones that, you know, John McGinn actually driving the club forward and picking up one of those goals. And what is it? We've beaten Fenerbahce, Basel, Young Boys, Maccabi, Feyenoord and Bologna, and we've done brilliant in every one of them.
And is one of the goals we scored from outside the box.
Yes.
You know the percentage we scored from outside the box this season? Go on then, have a guess.
I'll go. It's quite high.
High, yeah, it is high.
I'm thinking about Anana. I'm thinking about
John McGinn, Kashi, all of
Cameron,
them, you know.
of course, in the Wolves game.
60.
Buendia and
Buendia.
Morgan and that.
I'm going to say 48%.
61, 2,
45.
45.
Oh, great. There you go. I'll take the money on that one.
See, this is the one where I thought we were brilliant because that's not an easy place to go either.
Tough place.
Feyenoord.
Yeah, tough place.
Really tough place.
The atmosphere there was incredible as well, you know. So any games, you see any games at Villa Park, you see it's one of the games that was tight, and then Madsen scored in the final minute in the first half, you know, and that just opened everything. Yeah, it was. Any teams coming to a Villa Park, they just, you know, bark in the bus and until you just open it with, you know, a strike from outside the box, crossing, and you know, some magic from Morgan or you know, Malin was at the time. It was a great game for Malin as well.
He played really well that night, to be fair, Daniel. So pity obviously he's not here anymore. And again, we continue with Sancho bagging us a huge goal, huge goal against the. And by the way, I thought we deserved to win.
He should have scored 3 or 4 at that game.
Yeah, he should. Yeah. Well, there was certainly in terms of the first half. I can imagine there was a live showing here, and I hosted a live showing. I wasn't in Fenerbahce, and we were all disappointed we weren't 2-0 up at half time. You were at the game, and you're
You see,
I hope that doesn't come back to get us.
You see, when Sancho went 1-on-1 and then he trying to beat everyone, and he missed it, the manager went crazy, you know, on the touchline because you just finished the game, you know, because you never know, they can come back anytime. The ref was just giving them everything, you know. They came back with an offside goal as well, you know, disallowed one, but we just finished the game in a good way. We had a plan. We went there. The manager knows it's a very tough. He's experienced. He's been there before. Maybe a lot of the players never been in this atmosphere before. So the game plan went so well, and then we got the result. You know, clean sheet as well was massive.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, you were talking about the goals. How about Bizot? You know, stepping up, and he's done this a few times this season, hasn't he? In the Feyenoord game as well. He's there. He's a great number 2, isn't he?
Well, there's a couple of times I've come to the stadium, seen amazed that Emmy hasn't been playing when he's got a problem, whether it's his back or his ankle or whatever it was, and Bizot has never once let us down. I think was it Newcastle here? I think it was a late call.
It was the
Brighton away.
Was it Brighton away?
It was Brighton away.
Brighton away is in warm-up.
Yeah, and by the way, and he was absolutely brilliant. In fact, he made a great save the other night there, actually. He made an unbelievable save the other night.
Yeah.
So you've got to say the big man has had to wait his time, but every time he's been called upon, he's been sensational. And that's why I mentioned Tyrone just earlier on, because, you know, I know there's injuries, etc., but he's come on. I thought he was absolutely
brilliant. And Lindelof
brilliant.
As well, every
and
time
Lindelof,
he's been called up.
And in fact, the manager, to be fair to him, and I can't remember, it was after it doesn't matter, Wolves game, whatever it was here, the manager specifically spoke about Victor being absolutely fantastic at centre-back, because he played him at right back. He actually brought him on
midfield,
defensive midfield, and he was like that.
Yeah.
Who do I pass it to? But as a centre back, he was brilliant, and he's up for a fight. You get it, give it, do his job properly. And I thought the manager was fantastic by specifically mentioning Victor Lindelof. But there's not many you can mention in the Aston Villa team that haven't been starters, that have been brought on to play a part, and every one of them has been fantastic so far.
So this week we've seen the return of a couple of old villains, which has been so nice to see.
Well, he knows them for sure.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a few moments. But we caught up with Tammy Abraham, first of all, down at Bodymore, and this is what he had to say.
Tammy, a very warm welcome back. How does it feel to be an Aston Villa player once again?
Thank you. It still doesn't feel real. I think, you know, I was speaking with my missus yesterday, and we were just reminiscing of all the memories we had, you know, being here. And you know, I just can't wait to meet everyone, to be back at Villa Park and seeing the crowd and seeing, you know, so many familiar faces. So it's exciting.
You're already accustomed to your surroundings here at Bodymore Heath, although I would imagine they've changed quite a bit since your first spell. Yeah. What was it that made you want to rejoin?
You know, since the first time I arrived here, you know, I fell in love with the club. As you guys know, we had an amazing season, amazing outcome, and I always told myself, listen, if I had to come back to England, you know, Villa would be one of that special teams to come back to, and you know, I spoke into existence, so I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, like you said, 40 appearances, 26 goals, 1 promotion in that first spell. You must have plenty of fond memories from being here. Yeah,
so many great memories, and you know, I'm here now to create even more.
You played with John McGinn, Tyrone Mings before in your first spell, but you know a lot of the other players in the dressing room too. How much of a help is that when you're moving clubs?
That's really important. You know, I just can't wait to get out there on the pitch with them and, you know, make more memories, as we said.
The club has grown a lot since you helped seal promotion back to the Premier League. How excited are you to be joining back again at this time, being a part of the project and working under Unai Emery?
No, it's very exciting. You know, ever since I left this club, I've pretty much watched every game, so I've been keeping track, and you know, the club is getting bigger and better. You know, it's nice to see the works that the coach and the players are doing here, you know, representing the badge very well, and you know, I'm excited to be part of this project, and I sure would give my all and my best for this badge.
And being back in England as well, playing in the Premier League again, that must be exciting for you.
No, it really is. I think I was away from home for about 6 years, so it's felt like it was the right time, the best time, and you know, I'm excited.
You've got a lot of honours to your name, a lot of experience in different countries, different footballing cultures. I would imagine you're looking forward to hopefully trying to bring that to this squad here and helping out.
100%. I think those were the pros about going away and learning different cultures and experiences. And I feel like, you know, ever since I left here as a boy, and I'm definitely coming back as a man. So I would like to bring my experience to help the team as much as possible, and you know, and achieve something with this club again.
13 goals already this season as well for Besiktas. I'm guessing you'd like to try and maintain that form coming here to Villa too.
For sure. I think you know, Besiktas was a good club to be at, and you know, I started the season well. So now I'm here. I've got to end it well, and probably even better than I started. So it's exciting.
How much are you looking forward to pulling on the claret and blue again and walking out at Villa Park in front of those supporters?
I don't think I could put that into words. I know it's going to be emotional. You know, it's a club that means, you know, even though I only had a season here, but it's a club that means a lot to me, to my family as well. And you know, I'm excited. I just can't wait.
Finally, what are your aims here? What do you hope to achieve as an Aston Villa player?
right now the world's our oyster. You know, we've got a good team, good squad. I don't think it's out of reach to say we can push for every competition we're in. You know, I'm here and I want to win. I want to win trophies. So, you know, we have to push for every competition.
It's a great line from him. I left a boy and he's come back a man. He looks fantastic. He looks raring to go, doesn't he? He looks great.
Yeah, of course. You know, Tommy is one of the players. You know, played alongside them. In the season we went to the Premier League, got promoted, and he did absolutely fantastic for the club. Scored a lot of goals, you know, 25 plus goals in this season, and he was one of the main players in the team, and got us back to the Premier League with the groups. So yeah, it's great to have him back, you know, and he's one of the players who got experience away from the Premier League. Went to Italy and did fantastic with Roma, Milano, and went to Besiktas. Now he's coming back to Villa, and he's coming back with the different goals. You know, he wants to achieve more. He did his part when we were in the Championship, getting promoted, but now he's coming back with different goals. You know, he wants to set a target for himself as a player. You know, this is assist from me.
There you go.
Back in the day against Swansea, that, you know, good cross and big Tommy just hit it in.
It was all about the cross, wasn't it?
Of course,
it was all about the cross.
You know.
Anyone could have put that away.
Yeah, so yeah, it's great to have him back. You know, great player, great lad as well.
I was going to say, what's his character like?
Yeah,
what's he like?
he's absolutely fantastic. He's fun in the dressing room. Very good human being, and he knows a lot of the players here. Either, you know, he knows them from, you know, his days back with Villa, or, you know, played against them in the Premier League. So got the players, you know, the England as well, like, you know, Conce and Morgan and all the players playing with England. So he won't take a lot of times to adapt, you know, because he's been in the club before, and maybe tactically is different now, like before. He tactical with the manager, but he's a clever man to pick things up quickly.
And what's it like when you do go play abroad, for like, especially for English lads who, like, it's coming a bit more common now, isn't it? And only recently, really. So what's it like? What experience do you get when you do play abroad?
Well, the biggest thing I take out of every word he said there is what you just said. No one that's not confident in their own ability says, I left a boy and I've come back a man. So he's learned so much when he's been abroad. I was a better player when you go abroad. You know, you go to different places. You go to, here's the rain coming, here's the rain. Here's the rain, calm down. We're all right. But in terms of his confidence, he knows that he's gone away. I couldn't believe it's 6 years. He said he'd been away for such a long time.
2019, yeah.
But the other big thing for me is that he wasn't on a lot of people's lips, really. You know, Besiktas and Roma, etc. He was, and people, you know, Tammy Abrahams has scored, great. He's back at Aston Villa playing in the Premier League. That's a big move for Tammy Abrahams. I don't care what MD says. It's nice playing in Europe, and it's nice to be liked somewhere else without here. But he's coming back to a team that him and Elmo played for, in terms of they played in the same team, they have success. He knows what it's like to do well here. But it's another step for him to go again. So it's not going to be, it's not as easy, and he knows that. But I'm delighted that he said, you know, I went away, but I've come back a man, and I've experienced other things. And by the way, when I spoke about the manager before, he spoke about that maturity. That's another reason I think the manager's gone, yeah, I'm happy to take Tammy Abrahams, because I'm not buying a guy that doesn't know anything. He's getting someone that's got experience playing in Europe, experience playing in places like Feyenoord and Fenerbahce and Basel and Young Bucks, etc. That's an advantage for us. And with a bit of luck, he'll have his shooting boots on as well.
Alan. And you know, as a striker, it's good competition for him and Oli as well.
Yes.
You know, top striker, two of them. You know, so it's good competition for themselves and for the manager as well to choose from. And
how different is he going to be to Ollie Watkins?
Well, what we kind of get. You said he was a good guy in the dressing room as well.
Of course, yeah. I played with both of them. You know, they're both different. You know, Tommy is like, he can hold the ball, he can be, you know, good in the air and stuff like that. Oli is different, he's running behind and that. So as a manager, you got two different type of the strikers you can choose from. So it's a good additional to the team. You know, different tactic, different system. You need them. You know, both of them maybe playing together. You know, because they are different. So maybe the manager can choose. Maybe sometimes you play them both together, choosing Tommy maybe for different games. Oli starting fantastic for the club. So it's a great competition for the manager and a very good hitting for the manager as well. Good two players to choose from.
And a lot of people excited to watch him tonight. You're not going to see him tonight, are you? He can't play in this round, unfortunately. But once we get through to the knockout
Maybe he's ready
stages,
for the weekend.
I was going to say, will he go straight into the team for the Brentford game, do you reckon?
Probably. I mean, I think Ollie will play tonight. I mean, I don't know. By the way, I'm just going to say just on the two strikers, and I'm delighted that he's here, and hopefully he's going to, like I said, have his shooting boots on. I'm still a big fan of Ollie Watkins. I think he's still the number one guy here.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he's someone for Tammy to shoot for, to aim for, and if we go play together, I'll be like brilliant. If we play 4-4-2 or whatever way the gaffer wants to play, I'm happy for both of them to get on the goal sheet. But certainly we're not going to see him tonight. But it's certainly with a bit of luck a good addition to the squad.
I don't think he will go straight to the team. You know, experience with the manager, he don't put any new players straight to the team. You know, what he like is to just get him adapting to his system. You know the team, know the system we play on. Just sit on the bench and just watch, like we did, like he did with Morgan when he first came. You know, first 5-6 games he didn't start the game. Just putting him on, just getting him to understand how we play, and then after that, he might get a chance to start games.
Yeah.
So one player he might put straight in due to the injuries at the midfield is our old new signing, Dougie Luiz, and we caught up with him down Bodymore as well. This is what Dougie had to say on his return to Villa Park.
Dougie, welcome back to Aston Villa. How does it feel to return to the club?
For me, it's so special to be here again. Like, I had 5 great years in my career with this club. For me, like, to come back here, it's so special for me, for my family. Everyone is very happy.
Yeah, and as you just said, you had 5 great years here, a lot of great memories. How excited were you when you knew it was a possibility to come back to Aston Villa?
Yeah, I have like many opportunities, like many clubs try to get me, but when Aston Villa come to me, I say, like, don't need to listen to anyone anymore. Like, I just want to come back there because Samuel, you say, like, 5 great years for me, and I had like 1.5 years like so difficult after I leave Aston Villa, and then I just think like how I can find the way to be great again. And then I know like Aston Villa with Unai, with these players, is the best like option for me at the moment.
Yeah, you know the manager, you know the players, you know the style of play as well. Do you expect you'll be able to settle in really quickly?
Yes, of course. Like, for me to be like on the pitch, like the most quicker, it's the most important for me at the moment. Like, I spoke with Unai, I'm speaking with the players, everyone is so excited, I'm so excited. Of course, like, I want to play like the most quick possible.
Yeah, and how much are you looking forward to playing for Unai Emery again?
The same I say, like, for me, it's one of the best coach I had like in my career. For me, it's like top 1, top 2, because I had like Pep Guardiola, but Unai, I had more time with Unai. And then like for me, it's like great coach. Like for me, he's like the best of like I had in my life. I'm so excited to train with him again, like to play in this club with him. Like for me, he's like the most coach important in my life.
And there's a lot to look forward to in the next few months. Europe, the Premier League, the FA Cup as well. Are you excited to contribute and see what the team can achieve?
Yeah, like at the moment we are like the third in the league, like in second in Europe, and we play 8 finals. Yes, the FA Cup, and then like I think we have to go in the same way. Like we have to think like bigger, like for the trophy. We have the opportunity to win. We have to get like something this season.
And you have a great relationship with the Aston Villa fans. How excited are you to play at Villa Park again?
I'm very excited. I hope like I can play for Sunday. I think like the last 2 nights I can't sleep, the truth. Like I swear, I'm go to the bed like later. I wake up early. Today I wake up like 5 in the morning to do like my scans, everything. And then like I'm very like excited to play at Villa again, like in Villa Park, so special stadium for me. I had like many memories, good memories with the fans, with this club. I'm so excited to come back.
And what are your aims and ambitions for the rest of the season?
The same I say, like win trophies. Like we have like the opportunity in your hand, and then you just get like some trophy, like training hard every day to play like every game, like fight every game. This is what I want, like what I think at the moment.
I love how he's getting excited to get to Villa Park. He can't sleep, he's that excited to get back to Villa Park.
Up at 5 in the morning. Elmo just gets home at 5 in the morning. Dougie's but as it mean, when you hear him speaking about that, there's a skip in his step. Would that be fair to say? I think he's relishing the fact that he went to Juventus. He's not getting a game. He's not playing as much as he would want to. Goes to Forest to try and get an opportunity to make sure he's in the limelight, and all of a sudden he gets the call from Aston Villa. He's pinching himself in. I can't believe it. And we're a bit lucky he's going to play a big part for us to the end of the season.
Well, we need it after that depleted midfield. That's what I'm saying. He might come straight into the team on Sunday, mightn't he?
Absolutely. He's one of the players. I think he realised when he went away from Villa how big is the club, how important the club, how good he is. When he was here, he was absolutely fantastic. So he's coming back again now. He knows everything about the club. He knows the training ground, the lads, the manager. So he doesn't need time to adapt. So like you said, it might be straight to the team on the weekend, especially with the players is missing as well, the injury we have. So it's good to have Douglas back. He's one of the players who can control the game. He can, the way we play from the back, everything, and as well, his scoring record before he left was fantastic. So it's good to have him back, and hopefully, he can get on running quickly because we need him in the midfield, of course.
Yeah, and it was really nice when he came back when he was with Forest a few weeks back. He had a great reception here, didn't he? And it's brilliant to have a fan's favourite back, isn't it?
I didn't cheer him. He was playing for somebody else. What are you talking about? No, I think Elmo's absolutely spot on. You've got a player that knows the club, but more importantly, knows the position that the manager will want him to play in. Whether he's going to be more of a Kamara position for us or try and get forward and nick us the odd goal, etc, etc. Certainly the way the manager likes us to play, I think Douglas might play quite a big part in the next coming months, depending on when the other lads are coming back.
And he can score goals as well, which might be crucial on the running as well. Some big goals.
That always helps if he can score goals.
Of course, especially, he used to take penalties, before he was the first on the penalties as well, so it's a good time to have him back because Malan is left now, so
he doesn't need.
Tammy takes pens as well, to be fair.
Tammy takes pen.
He doesn't need the penalty spot, does he?
That's one of his first games. That's me there as well, just celebrating.
Oh, there you are. What's he like in the dressing room then, Dougie? You played with him.
He's quiet. He was quiet. He was just like keeping himself to himself. But Brazilians, what he's like, just dancing all the time around the training ground. Putting music, especially high music and that. But he's a great lad. He's a great character. He's been loved by everyone. The players, the managers. He's been with them. The fans as well. And he's a very good footballer. Technically he's very good, especially in set pieces as well. He used to take set pieces before. I think he'll come back to the set pieces because he's very good at it.
Well, do you remember the goal he scored from a corner? Remember that goal?
Yeah. Well,
that was Bolton away. I think he started in the cup games, and then carried on the Premier League as well.
I mean, we're a bit lucky he might do that again. I don't know whether they have the opportunity. But I think there's another thing when we speak about Abrahams as well. I think bringing two players back to a football club that already know the football club, but are coming back to a football club that's in a completely different position. Nobody's fighting for relegation. Nobody's halfway up the table. We're talking about a team now that everybody in Europe's like Aston Villa. You won 6 out of 7 in Europe. I know it's the Europa League, it's not Champions League, but last year in the Champions League, we were 20 minutes away from putting PSG on the rear end here. I mean, it was an unbelievable night. So they're not coming back to a football team that they recognised when they left. But boy, are they going to see a difference in terms of what's expected of them. And I speak about that responsibility and maturity.
As well, Alan.
And competition, Elmo, you're right, bud. And we need that, of course, don't we?
Of course, as a manager, you need that competition. You're talking about two front, Oli and Tammy, two proper English players. They are fighting for a spot for the World Cup as well, both of them. So it's a great time to be here for Tommy. Of course, 7 goals. When he came first time, it was the goals to get the club promoted to the Premier League. Now it's different, absolutely different. Everything is different about the club, and he will recognize that because in his press conference he spoke about he's been watching all the games for Villa and he's been following the club, so he knows what he's coming back to now. The club is playing in Europe now. The club is fighting for a Champions League spot in the Premier League. So it's a great time to be here, a Villa player again.
And also the manager, I think he looks at players' characters as well, doesn't he? So he's obviously, he's done his homework on them, and he's like, they've got to fit into the squad. They've got to fit in, haven't they?
Listen, back in our day, the manager, before I signed to this football club, Graham Taylor could have told you what time I go to bed and what time I get up. I'm serious. He knew everything about me. He spoke to my father before I signed. Oh my God. So nothing's changed. So the manager will absolutely know everything about anybody he's bringing into the football club. There's no manager in the Premier League or the Championship don't do due diligence and make sure they find out and speak to as many people they can as about a player. You're not going to know every single thing about them, but you're certainly going to know the kind of character is, and it's pretty easy for the manager to find out about Douglas Luiz and Tammy Abrahams, considering they were already here as players. But I repeat, they're coming back to a football club that's a different football club, that's a bigger football club, that has a bigger global imprint on the football game, because we're Aston Villa and we expect more than maybe what they expected before they even come back here.
And they're going to have a massive reception on Sunday, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Now, back to tonight, we have team news and there's a few headlines tonight. So let's get the team news up for you. This is the Villa starting 11. We've got 6 changes from our win on Tyneside at the weekend. The big headline, number 9, Harvey Elliott. He is starting. What about that, boys?
Yeah, it's great to have Harvey back. He didn't start a game for long time, 4 months now. So yeah, it's good to have him back. He will be absolutely buzzing, to start a game tonight, especially with the players. The manager picked. To be fair, I was surprised. A lot of players started today. Emi Martinez in the goal. Oli Watkins up front, Big Onana in the midfield. You need that experience, especially Tyrone Mings at the back as well. So these experienced players, they're gonna help the players. Maybe Harvey Elliott didn't start for a long time, so he needs that experienced players around him. Young lad as well is starting in the midfield, so he needs someone like Big Onana, next to him. So just give him some experience. George Hemmings, So yeah, it's a good lineup. It's a balanced one. So the manager knows, it's a very important game for us to win.
Okay, let's run through the lineup then. Emi Martinez in goal. I was surprised about that. I thought maybe Bizot might have started tonight, but he's gone with Emi.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I mean, I think what Elmo just said about the strength in the team, I'm not saying that if Marco plays that we're not as strong, but I think in terms of, playing Emi Martinez, I think you take to Salzburg, we ain't taking this lightly. This is a specific game that we want to win tonight, so we're going to play one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and you have to deal with that.
Okay, let's run through the full lineup then. This is how the Villa line up tonight then. The starting 11, Emi Martinez in goal. And then we've got Victor Lindelof, Tyrone Mings captaining the Villa tonight. And also Luca Dean, he's going to be at the back as well. Harvey Elliott comes into the team. Emi Buendia starts tonight, as does Luca Digne, Jadon Sancho, Amadou Onana in the midfield as well as Lamar Bogada. And George Hemmings gets a start as well, his first start for the Villa, which is amazing. It's going to be a special night for him, isn't
it? Delighted for him. Manager said, look, kid, you've showed me so far in training, you've showed me so far in some of the games. Go and experience a European match for us, and I'm delighted for him, and I wish him all the very best.
It's a very good opportunity for him, especially with the players missing as well. So you got 3 midfielders, probably 3 midfielders are missing. They are out injured. So this is your chance now. Show the manager you are very good. You are good enough to play in that first team, and you are good enough to play in the Premier League as well for upcoming games. So it's a very good opportunity for him tonight.
And he's got Bogard, and he's got Onana round about him, by the way. So I mean, you
experienced players.
There's a safety net for him there in terms of, the boys will be shouting at him all the time just to remind him where he is, and then pulling him back.
Tyrone Mings at the back with him as well.
Pulling him back in and saying, hey George, let's get in here, etc. And make sure he's starting position. I always talk about midfield players. Starting position is important if you're going to play in the middle of the park like that. So listen, fingers crossed he has a great game for us tonight.
Yeah, all the best for him tonight.
And a special night for his family as well. Let's hope they're here tonight to see that as well. So great news. George Hemmings starting tonight. Right, let's move on to our opposition then. We've got FC Salzburg at Villa Park tonight, and as we mentioned earlier, they've been on their winter break. They won last week in the Europa League, and this is how their team line up. So we've got Schläger in goal, Diabate as well, Sota Kitano, Franz Kretzig, Mads Bidstrup, Karim Konate, Edmund Beidou, Johan Gadou, Here's one for you, number 27, Karim Alajbegovic.
Alajbegovic.
That's right.
Alajbegovic.
Now, you wouldn't think
That's easy for you, Alan.
Alajbegovic.
Yeah, I do this every home game. So I'm reading the teams, but normally I'm practicing for about half an hour before, so I'm thrown straight in it tonight. Tim Trumer and Yannick Schuster. That's the starting 11 for Salzburg tonight.
Oh, do you know what Alajbegovic did in the last round? Scored 2. Yes,
there you go.
Well, he didn't know. He scored 2 goals against Basel.
Yeah.
So he's done all right. But there's a couple of names in there. The boy Gadou and the boy Schuster.
Yeah.
Both young centre-backs, both 19 years old. So if I'm Ollie Watkins tonight, I'm like...
Yeah, just take the opportunity.
Yeah, you just take the opportunity and put the boys under as much pressure as they can. The boy... Is it Mads Bidstrup? He was
Bidstrup. He's played in
Brighton or Brentford or somewhere he was. So he's got a bit of experience in the middle of the park there. So I think you give him rightful respect because he can play. But in terms of the 2 centre backs only being young like that, and still having the opportunity, and just make sure that Alajbegovic doesn't get too many chances, then we really should have too much for them tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game, and we're looking pretty strong. Are you surprised with the lineup tonight, or is it as you'd expect? Like I think you said, Elmo, balance.
Yeah, it's balance. You know, the manager knows how important is the game, and the message, you know, before the lads go out tonight from the manager, just do not underestimate them, because anything can happen in football. You never know. They can come and bark the boss, you know, be competitive, be compact at the back, and just relying on the counter attacks, hit pieces, and you never know, they can might nick one or so. So that's why the manager today just pick the balance. Some experienced players in the team and some young players who can give them the chance as well. And I agree with Alan. You know, Ollie Watkins needs to take the chance to the young 2 centre halves. Just take the chance. You got the players that can give you the service, you know, from behind. You know, Buendia is absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
You know, Harvey Elliott starting again. He's got a point to prove tonight for the manager and for the fans as well. So just take this opportunity and just finish the game early, and you can have a good, nice enjoyment game.
So he'll score tonight.
Pardon?
Buendia scores tonight.
Buendia, you reckon?
I think Ollie Watkins will score tonight. I think Buendia, and the position he plays in, and with the opportunities hopefully we're going to get in terms of playing the ball around, I think he'll find those little gaps and little passes. I expect him to be a real problem for them tonight.
And a massive night for Harvey Elliott. His first start since, I want to say, Brentford in the...
Brentford. There was the Carabao Cup, September, October time.
So it's a long time.
I must admit, I'm a little surprised. I didn't realise he would start him. I knew he was going to be on the bench, but I didn't realise he would start him, Elmo.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him, you know, to just go a point to prove. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
He's technically very good. Good things on him as well. Quality on him. He used to play for a big club, and now he's in a big club as well. So I think it's a good opportunity for him, you know, to prove a point.
The manager was Ross. I was going to say the manager was really complimentary about Harvey.
Yeah, you know, he's sung his praises, hasn't he, all the way through this?
Listen, as a football player, and we can relate to it, it's a hard time for him. You know, it's been a tough time. He's had to take a few things on the chin. He hasn't said anything. He's kept his counsel. I think he's been fantastic. And I think the manager's probably thought, you know, I'm under pressure a little bit picking this team. I could probably have played someone else. Here's your opportunity, and I'm going to do you a favour here, because he's putting himself in the window.
I was going to say, is he in the window?
Oh, no, there's no question. 100% he is. And that's maybe an advantage for us, because we're going to get Harvey Elliott hopefully at his best to prove to everybody how a good player is. But I've got to say, the manager has been nothing more than complimentary about Harvey Elliott, and hopefully repays that by playing really well for us tonight.
And it'd be great if he did have a big performance tonight, wouldn't it? It'd be brilliant. I like what you've just said. He feels like he deserves it, doesn't he? He's been a true pro.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of months for him.
You need every single players. You know, especially players are missing, players are injured. You know, you need every single one to be fit. And then once you've been called, you know, just prove to the manager and the fans you are good enough to play in the first team. So yeah, it's a very good opportunity for him tonight.
It'd be good if the fans all recognise it as well.
I think so as well.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
get right behind it. Never mind, get behind us. And our fans are brilliant. They do anyway.
Yeah, and they're knowledgeable as well. They know. They know.
Absolutely. And everybody knows it's been a tough time for the club as well, and for the manager in terms of bringing Harvey in and where he might have gone and not gone. But nevertheless, he plays tonight, so he's one of us.
Okay, score predictions then. Ali, you've already said Buendia's scoring and Watkins is scoring tonight, so what are you going for?
3-0, they don't score. Not an easy night for us, but it'll be comfortable.
3-0. Elmo, what are you
going for? 2-0. Ollie Watkins too.
Okay, does Kate do a prediction?
No,
good.
Well, I was going to say yes, but she never gets it right. So well, okay, in that case, what's your prediction tonight?
3-1.
Oh, you let
3-1 Villa.
He's got
come on,
this
keep
sort
a
of
clean
goal.
sheet, you know.
Oh, no.
Hey,
We need a clean sheet.
Hey, clean sheet against Fenerbahce.
Clean
Yeah.
sheet against Newcastle.
But this is what always happens, doesn't it? We get in the confidence, we have a couple of clean sheets, and then it's football, something will happen.
He's got all giddy being the presenter tonight. That's what it is.
I've got to go and do my day job now. I've got to now dash over and do all the stadium announcing.
Absolutely.
So
All the best,
we'll
mate,
be
all the
we'll
best.
be catching up at full time though. So hopefully it'll be a fantastic result for the Villa. So audio commentary on the way very soon with Mark Regan and an
Alan McInally.
Oh, we got the big dogs out tonight. I was going to say, do we know who's doing it? So
That's why I've got a big coat on. It's going to be freezing tonight.
double bubble tonight for
Double
you then,
bubble,
Ali.
yeah.
Lovely stuff. So we'll look forward to that audio commentary on the way at kickoff. And yeah, wherever you're going to be enjoying the game tonight, on behalf of all of us at Villa TV Live, up the Villa, enjoy the match.